Hello, everyone. And this will be our third type of sorting that we will be going to discuss with, and that is a bubble sort. So let's actually move on. Bubble sort is all about is a simple sorting algorithm that works by repeatedly swapping the adjacent element if they are in the wrong order. Not suitable for large data sets as its average and worst case time complexity are quite high. So there will be minus one iteration, and each iteration consists of n minus one steps. So in this particular problem, sort, we are comparing two elements at a time. So it will be a slower version of sorting because we will begin to take it one by one and up until we will finish the iteration, and each iteration do have specific steps. Now here then the algorithm start at the beginning of the array. We compare each pair of adjacent element. We swap them if the first element is greater than with the second element. Then we repeat that process recursively for all elements in each iteration as it is already in its correct position after each pass. So our goal for this one, those largest data will be put in place at the endpoint. Stop when no swaps are needed and pass. So let's try to figure out here then in this example. So say for example, we have here then a particular example which possess the 78, 14, 5, 21, 7, 33, 8, 1. Since our algorithm, as we mentioned earlier, that we are comparing the two elements. So if the second element, if it is less than the first element, so we swap the two. So is 14, is that less than by 78? Yes, we will swap that one in our first iteration. So we already swapped that. And the second in our first iteration, that consists of a lot of steps. First step, second step, third step, fourth step, fifth step, sixth step, seventh step. That's how it worked then. So in each iteration, since we do have 8 elements, so our iteration will be 7 iterations, since that will be n minus 1. So the first iteration, in each iteration, the first step that consists of 7 steps. The second iteration that consists of 6 steps. The third iteration that consists of 5 steps. And the fourth that consists of 3 steps. And the second iteration, the fifth iteration that consists of 2 steps. And the sixth iteration that consists of 1 step. Now, let's actually move on here then. So here is 78 is greater than 5. Yes, it's greater than. So we swap that element. Afterwards, we proceed by here in our second step. Is 78 is greater than 21? Yes, it's greater than. So we swap. Is 78 is greater than 7 in our fourth step? Yes, it's greater than. That's why we swap that here then. So now is 78, since our next one 78 compared to 33 is 78 is greater than to 33. Yes, so we swap them. And 78 compared to 8, is that greater than to 8? Yes, we swap them. And 1, we swap everything. So now 78 is already sorted, and we will not be going to touch that 78 already, since that is already sorted. In our second iteration, we will compare the 7 elements, seven arrays. So that's how it worked. In our second iteration, 7 minus 1, that is 6 steps composed of. So first, we compare 14 and 5. So 14 is greater than 5, we will swap them. So that's how it worked. Then the second, 14 and 21, so there's no need to swap in the second step. And 21 to 7, 7 is less than, so we swap them. And 21 to 33, 33 is in position, there's no need to swap. Then 33 to 8. 8 is less than, so we swap the 2. And 833. 33 and 1. 1 is less than, so we will swap the 2. So now 33 is already in place and they are sorted already. And we have 6 elements left in our array, and 6 minus 1, that will be consisting of 5 steps in this third iteration. In our third iteration, we first compare 5 and 14. So 5 and 14 is already in place, so there's no need to swap. So 14 and 7, 14 is greater than, so we will swap the 2, and that will be going to happen. 14 and 21 is already in place, so there's no need to swap in the third step. And fourth step, 21 and 8, we will swap 8, so therefore that is how it works. So that is we will swap 8 and 21. So that is 8, 21, we swap them, and then 21 to 1, we swap them. So that is how it worked then. So the 21 to 33, 78 is already in place. So we have 5 elements right there. So that is how it worked. So 5 and 7, we will not swap them. So that is the first step in our fourth iteration. And the second iteration, 7 and 14, there's no need to swap. For the third step in our fourth iteration, there's no need to swap. 14 and 1, swap them. So that's the fourth step. So the 4 elements are already sorted. So we have 4 elements left. And that's how we work. Now, let's move on in the next, that's the end of that particular iteration. So, let's continue for that one. Let's continue with the fifth iteration. So let's go ahead and compare 5 and 7. So 5 and 7 is already in place, so there's no need to swap. 7 and 8 is already in place, there's no need to swap. 8 and 1, we swap the 2 for the third step. Now, 5 and 7 for the sixth iteration. For the sixth iteration, there's no need to swap them. So that is for the sixth iteration, and 7 and 1, that's for the second step. So 1 and 7, there's no need to swap them. We have to swap them. So that is how it worked then for the second step. For the last iteration, we swap the 2. That is how it worked, and they are already sorted right now for the seventh iteration. This is first step high is not corrected. It's not being edited right there. I'm so sorry for that. So that's the end of our video for this bubble sort that we will be going to step by step in order for us to achieve this one. So that is basic. So if there will be a lot of elements, so there will be a lot of steps and iterations consist in that particular sorting. So that's the end of our bubble sort, and in the next video I'll be going to discuss the merge sort.